This week on the show, we're featuring Labradorite, rose quartz under the microscope cab, more granola on Why'd I Buy That, 27 new jokes, and content nuttier than a pair of squirrel cheeks. Talking about face cheeks, people, like like peanuts, peanutty, nuts, and you know, it's so hot out that I turned on the air conditioner and the air shampooer. Let's start the show. Nice sweater. Oh, well, thank you. That's the real feature here, is the sweater, right? That's what I'm trying to show you. It's definitely not gemstones. Otherwise, a sweater would not be in the way of the gemstones. But instead, I'm like, get out of the way, you dumb gemstones. The sweater is the real star of the show. Can't bel I remember this video too. It was right in the way. I can't believe I did that. Colette, how are you doing? Okay, so you're laughing, and then you're laughing so much you're starting to fall that way, and you save yourself. So then you roll back up to normal levelness, and you you were so close to falling over that you feared to the point of breaking a bead of sweat, but you didn't, and so you rejoice with a smile. Is that the story I'm deducing from those emoji cons? Okay, are you ready for a great week? Ah, there you are. Because we're going to make it one. It's going to be full of really cool stuff. Yep. We're going to make it even cooler. Yep, that's the ticket. Speaking of which, dude, I have got way too much hair going on. Look at that. I feel like some type of like anime character or something. It's like, doof. Anyways, we have this week the Labradorite I've been working on. Okay, so up in the corner, we got quite a few colors going on in that particular piece. There's yellow, orange, a little bit of green, a little bit of blue, and there's some reddish purple. Now the purple is actually kind of a rarer color. The violet, the center stripe, that's the rarer color. And it's got that dirt stripe through it, that black stripe. Well, the piece was a little bigger, but it had a lot of those black stripes all over, and it really took away from the piece. So I took down on that corner where that purple stripe was located, and I was like, all right, if we cut along this black line, then we'll be able to get ourselves a nice, even piece with more color than line. And it kind of turned out a little bit-ish. Here's the piece I sliced off. You can see all the different like color zones, but you can also see these like black lines in here and up along here, and then this one here and this one here, and this one's still kind of in the stone, and then this one here, this is the one that's in the picture, and we kind of smooth this off here and cut it along the black lines, and then this piece here breaks off. And then we get a little bit of that blue in the final one. This is my first time working with Labradorite. I thought this is pretty cool stuff. It's so different because it's black, but then you turn it and it's clear, and I mean it's not clear, but it's translucent. I can see through it, and then it hits the light at just the right angle, and we get the schiller. So there's a lot of factors to consider when trying to make a nice gem out of this. I did learn quite a bit, and maybe we can show some of that under the microscope cam. It came out very pretty. Well, so did your comment, Colette. Thank you very much. And thank you to Roxy for coming by and showing up and saying hi, and Gromy's homies. It's been so long since I've seen Gromy's with his homiesness. Okay, so notice how you can see the lines of the grid underneath. So it's translucent, right? But then in the right light, or the wrong light, it's like it's black again. And it's got these little specks of dirt in it too, which I thought was interesting. Plus, it's got all these scratches on the top of it. And I don't know if I had a piece of like metal or something on my final polish lap, but I think those scratches came from my polish lap. It's got me a little weirded out, because the scratches are deep and random for a final polish. But I mean, it's got a glassy polish, but it's got all those scratches. So I'm going to have to investigate that. Anyway, here's the schiller. And there's the two black lines. And then when I flip it over, we get the schiller on that side. Oh, look, the edge facets, which are basically just keeping it from cracking out. They've got the schiller on them now. So I thought that was interesting. And I wanted it thin so that it really brightens up the color. I was wondering if keeping it thin I would lose color. Nope, didn't lose any color. It got lighter. The colors that are there are lighter and they show up more easily. So I learned that too. And then, yeah, see, it's got the schiller on the backside. Sort of. It's just more prevalent on the front side, especially with the pink, the purpleness, purple pinkness. There we go. I guess we're getting so thin that it's kind of coming through on that side as well. But anyway, that is the piece of Labradorite that I have shaped for this week's show. Learned a lot about it. And we've got a lot more of it. It has glitters in it too. I know, right? The little light sparkles and dark sparkles. There's a lot to this thing. I am really digging this stone. And there's a lot of it, so we're going to learn a lot about it. Excited to get into it. Plus, on top of all of that, the way I just like sliced into this, the other side of this stone has purple on it, just like this does. And so there's the stone, and when I flip it over, it's got the schiller. That's about the size of it. Boom, make a good ring or something like that. It's kind of like a stained glass window. And then I wanted to look at this piece of rose quartz because it's something I was thinking about, like maybe putting on the faceting machine. And before I put it on the faceter, I wanted to get a nice polish on it, and so I was sanding on it here, but I noticed those pits. So there's little pits, a couple of them. Let's see if I can zoom in on them. Exactly, a stained glass window. Okay, so there's some of the pits. Ain't they the pits? There's another one. But those little ones, if I sand down a little farther, we'll get rid of those. We can get rid of those pits. There was a couple of bigger ones. That one. That one's kind of deep. And I'm like, how far down are we gonna have to go to get rid of it? Yeah, I think if we keep going down, we'll be able to get rid of that. It'll be all right. Because it's mostly just the one right in the middle. Mostly just that big one right there. That's pretty much the only one that I can see. And then that. But that's on the edge. We'll get rid of that by the end of it. But anyway, yeah. That's the rose quartz. So I'll keep sanding with a smooth polish. I won't take it down with any more like 1000 grit or anything like that. Which is what I'm polishing the face of this Labradorite with. And then I finished it with the 2000 grit cerium oxide on the table. And then I took it over to the 8000 grit on the faceting machine. And I just polished it by hand. Okay, so this is a piece of amethyst I'm about to dop up too. And I think those scratches, those big deep scratches on the face, not the little swirl marks. The little swirl marks came from the 2000 grit. But those big scratches came from some spot on my $189 tin flat lap. And I'm not sure why. Because I had that peridot turn, but I didn't jam it with anything metal. It's just the peridot. And the peridot's not a very hard stone, so. Hey, the electric beard, how's it going? Hey, electric beard, have you done anything on Rivian? Saw a couple of Rivian cars or trucks driving around. You know what? And this piece of amethyst, I think I'm just gonna repolish the top of it and then we'll dop it and we'll go from there. You know what I think is the problem with like electric vehicles over gas vehicles is that electric vehicles, like gas vehicles are powered by explosion. Boom. And that's yes. It's been forever ago, but I covered those after they were announced. Oh, okay. I'm not sure how the company's doing. It was just a thing in reality. I'm not sure if this video even does anything. Um, but anyway, that's what I got for the microscope portion. I wanted to look at this piece of carnelian. But you want a car that goes boom, 'cause it's the explosion time. Who doesn't like those, right? And then the very last one. Okay, yeah, this is that one. And this is the one where I cut the edge of it. So I actually cut this with the edge of that top wheel because I thought that would be kind of neat to show that. Well, I might think you might be onto something with that. Dude, fireworks are explosions. Uh, uh, Orgasms are explosions. Um, uh, Joygasms are explosions, probably. There's times when explosions are cool, you know. I mean, I'd say like the building demolitions too, but those are usually called implosions. And when I think of implosion, I think of like my personal life choices. So I try not to think about that. I was wondering about Rivian because their stock dropped like down a lot, and then it actually rallied back, and I can't remember what it said in the news. But yeah, I'm scoring both sides of the stone with the edge of the wheel because the centered side goes around to the edge, and so there's just enough of it that it's sharp enough over there. Yeah, not as cool when it's an electric vehicle after a wreck going boom. Right. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's a 50-50 though, right? I mean, gas vehicles and electric vehicles go boom in a wreck, but are electric vehicles more likely or less likely than a gas vehicle? Or is it kind of, just a roll of the dice? And then the other difference, like, gas vehicle goes boom, you're covered in gas fire. Electric vehicle goes boom, you're covered in, like battery acid, which sounds bad because of acid and all that, but there's different types of acid. Like, for example, like Comet is a type of acid that reacts with metal, but it doesn't react with skin. So that's kind of a different thing. Um, I was supposed to be doing something. Whoa. So this carnelian is something I've been thinking about trying to get into to feature, and I love all the carnelian I make because it always turns out. But I wanted to give it a little peek under the microscope cam and see if we see anything unique. It's got this line in it, and hopefully I can make that a feature. Unless it goes away as I grind into it. but I'm not sure it will because it wraps around, so it's probably kind of deep. I don't know. We'll see as we get into it. Over the upcoming things. Speaking of buying things, I should put electric vehicles on. Why'd I buy that? One of the things that Rivian has going for it is the fact that Ford and Amazon both poured $500 million into it. Ford uses Rivian's platform. Okay, yeah, the hippies love acid. Not really sure they love that acid though. Looks like a tongue. It does. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? It's like I always think of it as kind of like an ice cream cone or like a exclamation point top, really big and floofy. Um, am I not doing anything for the rest of this video? What did I smash it or something? Okay, there we go. Yep, that's where I busted it off. And then that last little corner came loose. That's where I got rid of the black lines on the side. But you know what I didn't get rid of is some granola. I bought some granola. Speaking of hippies, granola eating hippies, I decided I'm going to be one, apparently, because I bought some granola. Now I just got to eat it and then be the hippie. Uh, Last time I talked about the chocolate granola. This week I don't have any more why'd I buy that. I do somewhere, but I can't find them. So we're doing this one again because I actually bought two different types of granola. Why did I buy that? And this is the real reason I'm running this same one twice in a row is because I did buy two different types of granola. Now, I only have one mouth. It's not like I'm gonna eat two types of granola at the same time, or am I? Maybe I'm trying to be two-mouth Jake. Uh, but until I grow that second mouth, I'm still gonna wonder why did I buy two types of granola? Well, maybe it's because I'm gonna eat one now and one later, and I don't want to run the store twice. Well, yeah, all right, that's understandable. That's actually the real reason why. But why did I choose the one that I chose? That's why I do. Why did I buy that? Because it's like, okay, you got granola. You got the oats. You got whatever the heck else they put in granola. It's probably a thing. You gotta, use your teeth when you eat it. You're probably pooping better or whatever they say about it. I don't know. That's an old people thing. So you got granola, right? And maybe there's some weed in the box or something. Who knows? That they always talk about hippies. I don't know. But what I do know is that there is a lot of different types of granola to choose from. I mean, you got everything from the Quaker Oats down to the syrup there. And this is just one Walmart. So I'm looking and I'm picking and I'm choosing and I'm buying the other of the same brand because I like that brand, that Love Crunch brand. And I got the double chocolate because chocolate. And then the other one I got was the peanut and chocolate. That's the one I'm talking about today. The peanut chocolate. Because it's got peanuts in it and it's got chocolate pieces in it. And it's got the oat. The only grain in there I recognize is oat. The rest of it kind of looks like a suet bar. Mixed cereal is the beast. Gotcha. Okay, so that's my idea is like cereal dopers. You'll go and you'll get like a box of cereal dopers and it'll have different little packages of things like it'll have like freeze-dried strawberries. And you can have packages of like little chocolate bars or, a package of like sugar-coated pecans. And so whatever cereal you're having today, you can take out a pack or two of the cereal dopers, rip it open, pour it in with the cereal, and next thing you've got, whatever cereal you like, plus chocolate and strawberries. And of course, knowing me, I'd probably just skip the cereal and just have a bowl full of chocolate and strawberries. Almost done. Gotta run through the jokes. Chocolate and peanut granola sounds good. Be a nice snack. It's the okay. So here's the thing, eclectic beard, is that it's a hard granola. So I don't know about the snackfulness of it. Uh, I tend to like the chewier granolas, but this I got for putting with well, actually I got it as a cereal doper to put with great grains, cereal, and milk. So then it's got the crunch and the milk and the chew and the video is right here. Bam. Okay, I actually ran out of battery, so this video is taken with my other phone. So if there's a video difference, we're going to start using the other phone as the video phone, and then I'm going to do something else entirely for the phone as the phone. Confused? So am I. But that's okay, because it's time for the joke portion. And that's where we get confused anyway, right? What do I got for you? Let's see. I think it's kind of funny that most mobile homes aren't mobile, and it's really expensive to move a mobile home, but tornadoes do it for free. And it had me wondering if somebody has ever had the unfortunate incident of moving their mobile home and then having the tornado move it back for them. A girl was flirting with me, and I started to get excited, but then I realized that she is way too mentally stable to fall for my sales pitch. Okay, so here's the thing about like cats is that they're so ungrateful because you call their name and sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. Usually they don't. And I don't understand it because personally, I love it when somebody says my name. If you say my name, I'll come and run it. Like ladies, if you say my name, I'll come running with a fistful of flowers and an armful of lotions. And it's kind of weird because in other ways I am kind of like a cat because like I really like it if somebody scratches my head. Like if you scratch my head, I will and then try to stop. I will swat at you when you try to no. How did I say that? If you scratch my head, I'm a lot like a cat. I like being scratched on the head. And if you try to stop, I'll swat at you. I don't know. I think that one needs to be shorter. Shorter. Um. Oh, Gene Kim was talking about how uh in New York, I was on Gene Kim's mic earlier and on Facebook, and she was talking about how the Chinese food place down the road from her tells her that she always looks so thin. And so I was like, yeah, I would totally, if I was having a bad day, I would walk by that place a few times just to get some compliments. Um, the other day, the sun was really hot and it was burning me. And I'm like, I'm not gonna put up with this. So I wanted to do something about it. I'm proactive. But I can't use suntan lotion. That's not, man, that's girly. But I did find some UV blocker, and I can use that because that sounds like a football play. All right, we're gonna stop the sun on two, on two. Um, I realized somebody was talking about eating blue cheese, and I was like, no, it's not blue. It's not called blue cheese because of the color. It's called blue cheese because that's the sound you make after you eat it. This is the different. I was telling a kid that one of the things that kids can do that adults can't is eat suckers because um, when you're an adult and you eat a sucker, all it takes is for one tiny little shard to get stuck in your teeth like candy shrapnel. And then hours later, you're on your knees. You're like, ah, this must be what it feels like to get aborted. That's probably my edgiest joke to date. Um, I was trying to install uh a new furnace, and the safety info was printed so small that it hurt my eyes. I need some safety info for the safety info. Why did the bee have a briefcase? Because he was a businessman. And Kathy Baruch had a she was on Gene Kim's open mic, and she had a fantastic spin on that. And I can't remember what she said about it though. You got to look up Gene Kim's Facebook, because you said, why did the bee have a briefcase? Because he was, oh, it was perfect. Way better than mine. But we write them all down so that I can bring you jokes every week, right? Like this joke about how I now, okay, this is fair. I understand why people don't like the Supreme Court. That's why if I was president, it would be the sausage and mushrooms court with extra barbecue sauce so that everyone will be happy. With extra cheese bread and with cheese bread, okay. That's why if I were president, it would be the sausage and mushrooms court with a side of cheese bread and extra barbecue so that everyone's happy. Let's see, that's the cat's one. What's manlier, nails or screws? Yeah, I need to build that one out. That's just a note. So I was thinking of things for both of them, but none of them are funny. Kind of like how it's being, how I'm so manly. If I was a Power Ranger, I would yell, "It's morphin' time. Testosterone." Yeah, that was funnier when I was on the beach and full of beers. Speaking of which, I asked a buddy of mine if he wanted to go fishing, and he said he didn't have a fishing license. I said, you don't have to drive the fish, you just have to catch them. I think, I probably thought that because it's been so hot out. And how hot has it been? It's been so hot out that I turned on the air conditioner and the air shampooer. Um, Speaking of hot, I'm on the dating apps and I don't swipe left or right. It's more like I swipe up and down because when I search Tinder, I do it with my phone on its side, since that's how I'm going to be looking at them anyways. One time I swiped left, right, up, down, and I unlocked unlimited super likes. Um, See, I couldn't afford a Sea-Doo, so I had to get a puddle poo. No. But it's a poop joke. We had to add one of those this week. A couple more things, and then I gotta mention Lady Journey, because they were awesome. And there's a surprise. Uh, see, my sex novel will be titled 50 Flags of Red. I've always been a child at heart. Even when I was 18, I was telling myself if I had superpowers, she would go out with me. Delusional. Delusional. Let's see. Oh, that's why it's because I actually we did the incoming stones. This is throwing me off. I'm like, did I do this already? And then some of them I did at the Skylark on Wednesday, so it was in the middle of the week. Like this skit where two guys go into a store to try on sport coats. And Ben Woodfield, one of the comedians who's based locally, he actually got up on stage and helped me out. Nailed it. It was awesome. And it actually got a laugh. As stupid as this skit is, this is like an ancient vaudeville skit with one punch. Two guys walk into a store to try on sport coats. They both try them on, and they're checking them out, and one of them finds a $20 bill in the pocket. Oh, hey. And so the other guy frantically checks all of his pockets. Ow, I got bit by a spider. I don't know. I was trying to think what's the funniest bug to get bit by. Almost done. Yeah, this was where, like, because I wanted to play the commercial for the show, so I'll do that in a second, and then we'll do the lady journey and close out. Because I put on the show at the casino at Bally's. It was amazing, packed room, awesome, fantastic. Wish you all could have been there. And we're going to be putting on more of them. That's the exciting part, right? When I started the show, I told the audience that I want to introduce you to the comedians. And since I'm going to be ushering you through this evening's entertainment, I want to create a sort of a connection with you, a bond. And not the kind of a bond that you have to call human resources about, but the kind of a bond you can tell your priest about without having to go inside the embarrassment closet. Oh, I almost missed these two. Okay, I need to lose weight, so I asked my personal trainer how I should start. They said maybe try jazzercise. I said, well, I've already been going to the buffet and practicing jawzercise, but I can't do that anymore. Because, like, I've been eating too many donuts, and they give me indigestion. The other day, I ate a Persian donut, and it started a political uprising in my stomach. Although that could have had something to do with it being because it was the joke portion of the program. Okay, what do I got for the commercial? Because I wanted to do the commercial, and I did not do that before the show. Where is the commercial anyway? Downloads. Bally's.
Bally's Live Comedy Jackpot, June 17th at 8 p.m. at Bally's Casino Rock Island. Come see great comedians like Chris Schlichting.
It's hard to break a bone when you're constantly resting.
Heath Thornton.
Good luck in there, Maverick.
Carson Tuttle.
Challenge accepted.
Matt Miller.
The weapon, it was his hand, you know?
Zach Vaughn.
You're beautiful.
And your host, Jacob Lee Downey.
Someone called me chicken. You know, like it's a bad thing. I mean, I like chicken. You know?
Tickets are free. Must be 21 and over.
That was courtesy of WQUD 107.7 Vintage Radio. I highly recommend their programming. It's fantastic. And Penny was amazing. They produced that commercial, and they put me on it too. I didn't expect that, and I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful. I almost don't want to mention how funny it is that they put in my chicken joke, but they left out the punchline. Somebody called me chicken. Like it's a bad thing. But I like chicken. So I told them to cover me with barbecue sauce and eat me. But they probably can't play that on the radio, right? Anyways, yeah, they were very nice to put that commercial together. I'm glad I contacted them. It was like, why not? We'll check it out. And it fruited. It totally fruited. That was a great extension of, trying something and having it pay off. Because they don't all pay off, So you try this, you try that, you try that. Sometimes one of them pays off, and it does. And the show was great, standing room only. That's why we're putting on more of them. Also great is Katie Hannigan and Sarah Tolamash. Okay, microscope cam? Of Lady Journey. They are so fantastic because they keep talking about me. Now, I told you there was going to be a weird thing. Okay? So get ready for this part. You may have seen when I interviewed Liz Mealy. Got it. Melee is the wrong way to say it. Melee is the right way. Okay. And you can see her wince when I say the word. Just a little bit. I wasn't looking for that, but it's like freaking so obvious when I say her name wrong. She's like, you fucking got it wrong. You. She's so funny, and I get it, you know? So close. Anyways, I interviewed them, and I sent I was on the Lady Journey, let's see, on the Lady Journey podcast. They asked for gems, sent them gems, asked to interview both of them. The one of them came on, and that same one of the two non-doctors is on the Lady Journey podcast. But they didn't talk about the gems because they need more Patreon supporters. So if I can get... Where's it at? There it is. Okay. If I can get this to show, then we can actually show it on the show. There. Finally. Thank you to Lady Journey, which I guess I can probably do that.
You going to shoot me?
Maybe.
Probably.
And commercials.
Healing crystals, skincare routines, knitting a sweater, fitting in jeans. With Katie and Sarah, no need to worry.
And thumbs up.
Lady Journey.
Hello
And then
and
we
welcome to
flap.
the Lady Journey, everybody. We are just chatting snacks over here, so don't mind us. But we want to welcome our beautiful guest, Kaniz Zerka. Did I say your last name
Yes,
correctly?
yes, you
Zerka.
did. Thank you.
Kaniz Zerka. She is an incredible comedian, a very talented performer, and she is here for us today. So welcome.
Thank you so Welcome. much.
So excited
for
to
having
have
me.
you.
I'm very excited for this podcast.
Yes, we love it. And so we always start off our podcast. We love to welcome our Patreon members. We have got a couple people who are on a paid version of the journey, the subscriber journey. Thank you so much, and thank you, God. And please continue to like, subscribe, get on the Patreon.
We're really religious on
Yeah.
here.
Join our cult.
And now we will pray.
Yes, and of course we do have the incredible gems that have been donated to us by Jacob Downey. Check out his YouTube channel, Jacob E. Downey, where he is sanding down gemstones, tumbling them, and doing what have you. So look at this, how gorgeous. Champagne quartz.
It's really pretty.
Oh my God, this one is going out to Winston. Winston, thank you so much for joining.
Aren't they
Patreon.
so
This
kind?
Champagne quartz is going to help you ground higher spiritual ideas into physical reality. And we haven't had.
And they talk about this wonderful comedian, Kaniz Sakura, Circa. Man, I'm so bad with, and they just said it too. She's such a sweet gal. And she talked about coming to America because she's Indian, but she's from South Africa, and she came to America, and they're like, how did you assimilate and that kind of stuff, and how did you get into the comedy community, which is one of the things that we talk about on the joke portion, and on the Jake portion, and on the you are awesome portion, and on the thank you for coming by portion. Helped you pack the place. Oh, dude, it was so cool. We had an amazing show, and all the comedians nailed it. It was great. I'm excited to be able to go back. Like as excited as I am that we have this Labradorite that turned out. I'm glad this thing turned out. So, thanks for coming by and keeping me company at such a late hour. Sorry for going on at such a late hour. But we're going to try and make this a great power hour that helps us launch our week just like we do this week, last week, next week, and every week. Whenever the fungi finally go live. You people are amazing. I'll see you next time.